Hello there, Sister Wives fans. My name is Jenny, and my channel is Senior Perspective. Let's talk a little bit today more about the interview that Christine did with Heather McDonald on Juicy Scoop. Let's go.
Let's go!
All right, so today we are going to dive into when did the intimacy between Cody and Christine actually happen? All right, so for the beginning of this, we are referring to intimacy as the act of sexual intercourse. According to Christine, we learned on a previous video that when she pretty much knew, my marriage is over and I think I'm going, was during Isabel's surgery. So now after Isabel's surgery, and they eventually get back to Flagstaff, Christine said that she had some serious conversation with Cody about the status of their marriage and relationship in the family. And during this conversation, Cody went on to admit to her that he does not see intimacy in their future ever again. Let's just leave it status quo. You can still live here. You'll still be my wife. I'll still be your husband. But yeah, intimacy isn't going to happen.
You know, after Isabel's surgery too, we had a fateful conversation about intimacy. And he even admitted, he's like, we're not going to have an intimate marriage anymore. We're not having sex anymore. Nothing like that.
Christine has a great response.
Thank you. Okay.
So
Awesome.
how many?
Thank you. Thank you for letting me know this.
When were you going to tell me that you felt this way?
And Christine admits that prior to this point where Cody's like, yeah, we're not going to have intimacy anymore, she said it was happening about 5 times a year for years leading up to this. She goes, for the past few years leading up to this. So that seems like it's about the time they moved to Flagstaff, maybe. Yeah, every other month.
How many years had it been since you guys even attempted to have intercourse when you had that conversation?
Well, it was 5 times in 1 year, a couple years before that.
Okay, it was teetering off, and then it had been a couple years.
Then it was done.
So it was dwindling, and Christine had needs, and she was talking to Cody about them, and how are they going to get filled? And he's like, not getting filled here.
Very selfish man.
And Christine said, okay, thank you.
I'll be leaving you now.
And I'm like, I can't. Why? Why are we? And so it was more like, you know what? Maybe eventually things will get better and stuff. Maybe it will get better. And then we had that conversation. I'm like, oh, I guess we're not going to pretend anymore.
But then Christine goes on to clarify that actually she's been using the term intimacy for all this, but really all of this was the act of sex. And true intimacy and connection had been gone for a very long time. Years.
There's sex and then there's intimacy. And
right.
What we didn't have was intimacy, even though we'd have the act. The intimacy with it was gone. So the intimacy itself had been gone for years. And when you don't have the real wonderful conversations and heartfelt moments where you just sit and you be with that person and you really have a soul connection and this deep level of love, that is what we didn't have for years.
And Christine comes back with another great quote. Here we go.
And finally, he said he wasn't interested. And I'm like, oh, I guess we're being honest. Awesome. So next time he came over, I'm like, you're done. You're not sleeping in my bed anymore. I'm through with this. I don't care where you sleep. It doesn't matter to me. And I started boxing up his stuff. And that was awesome. That day was a great day.
Oh, I guess we're being honest. Okay. All right. Thank you for that. I mean, if we hadn't had this conversation, were you going to let me know this information or not? But okay, whatever. I'm glad I initiated the conversation and I was able to get you to be honest with me for a change. And Christine began her exit plan. All right, that's all we have for today.
That's too short.
The next question we're covering in the next video is, why isn't Robyn happy that Christine is leaving? Good question.
How long do we have to wait for it?
I don't want to wait any longer.
I'll see you next time with the answer.